Back in 2008, long before the BMW i3 and BMW i8 were on the road, BMW announced it would build a small fleet of electric vehicles, all based on the Mini Cooper. Called the Mini E, these prototype vehicles were made available in several large cities around the world as part of a lease-only test fleet program. With power electronics designed by AC Propulsion, the company established by Alan Cocconi, who was the same engineer responsible for the power electronics in the GM Insight prototype that gave rise to the EV1, the Mini E certainly impressed, with bucket loads of torque, great regenerative braking, and a really fun driving dynamic. Its only flaw, other than being a limited production vehicle, was the fact that its 35 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack took up the entire rear of the car, making it a two-seater. When the Mini E program was superseded by the Active E program, and then of course the production BMW i3, the idea of an electric Mini faded into the background. This was despite plenty of calls for BMW to make one from plug-in fans. Now, after many years of waiting and a substantial bit of teasing on BMW's part, they're finally bringing an all-electric Mini to market that you can buy. We've been hearing about this all-new model, the Mini Cooper SE, for several months, with BMW teasing test videos and camo shots. But earlier today, the first all-electric Mini to go on general sale in the brand's history finally got its full reveal. As a side, I say the first all-electric Mini to go on sale, but it's far from the first all-electric Mini. In the 1960s, long before the Mini E prototypes of 10 years ago, there was an electric Austin Mini Traveller being driven on the roads of the UK. I'd love to share the video with you, but the fees associated with it are $500, so no. On paper, the new Mini Cooper SE may not excite you all that much. It's got a 135 kilowatt electric motor, a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour sprint time of 7.3 seconds, and a 32.6 kilowatt hour battery pack, which BMW says will give a range of between 235 and 270 kilometers per charge. Handling is said to be go-kart-like, with the standard Mini's diminutive design and the low-down centre of gravity from that battery pack, making for what I assume is a far more pleasurable driving experience than you'd get from the standard petrol Mini Cooper. This is a car predominantly designed for urban and suburban living. A three-door, like the classic new Mini Cooper it's based on, the Mini Cooper SE isn't a car that you're going to go road tripping long distance in. Instead, it's aimed at the commuter market, offering 211 litres of luggage when all four seats are occupied, which isn't very big, but it's more than enough for daily commutes. It is essentially about the same as the current three-door gasoline Mini Cooper. The only difference between it and the Dino Juice sipping one, a ride height that's 18mm further off the ground to ensure the battery pack has plenty of ground clearance. That and a few trim changes to emphasise its eco-credentials, like an enclosed front grille. According to BMW, the Mini Cooper SE shares a lot of the same electronics as the i3, which does explain its range and power output. CCS quick charging will come as standard, but it's limited to 50 kilowatts rather than the 70 or 150 kilowatts that most other automakers are now rolling out. And that's probably because of the low-capacity battery pack. At this point, I'm sure people are complaining in the comments section about the range of this new Mini, but it's important that while many people expect electric cars to have a real-world range in excess of 320 kilometers per charge, the average daily commute is also less than 40 kilometers round trip. The Mini Cooper SE, therefore, with an estimated WLTP range of 235 kilometers minimum, should be able to handle a 5-day commute without needing to plug in. Given that it's aimed at urbanites, that's a key feature, especially if the target market, young professionals, dinkies and two-car city households, may not always have access to charging at home. Due to be built at Mini's spiritual home in Oxfordshire, England, the Mini Cooper SE isn't going to be a direct competitor to many of the other electric cars on the market today. But let's be honest with ourselves. Like the Fiat 500 and many other smaller cars, people don't buy Minis for their performance and specs alone, their load carrying capability, or even their fuel efficiency. They buy them for their style, what the car says about them as a person, and how that car makes them feel. Which brings me to the price, something that I've seen other outlets play really stupid games with. In Germany, the Mini Cooper SE will start at €32,500, including 19% sales tax, but before incentives and fees. That makes it cheaper than many other electric cars, and I think will make it the cheapest premium brand car, which Mini likes to think of itself as, with a plug. If we take off that German sales tax, then it equates to around 46,400 Kiwi dollars at current exchange rates before import duties and GST. If we take into consideration any import fees, I'm going to guess a post-GST figure of around 50 to 55 grand is going to be nearer the mark. Will it come to New Zealand? It's hard to say, but I can see it being welcomed in New Zealand's larger cities, especially among buyers who value style and brand above range and load carrying capabilities. What do you think? That's it. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time.